Ano nga bang genetic modified organism o GMO? Maaari itong isang halaman, hayop o mikrobyo na ang itsura o kulay ay binabago. Ginagamitan ito ng teknolohiya upang gumawa ng mga pesticides sa pananim, human insulin, at upang magkaroon ng magandang kalidad ng sustansya ang isang pagkain. At ginagamit din ito upang ang rate ng ani ay tumaas. Merong teknik na ginagamit dito. Yun ang transgenesis at sesgenesis. Ito ay pagpapakilala ng ibang gene sa isang genome. Ang transgenesis ay paglipat ng isa o marami pang genes sa isang hindi compatible na organism. Samantalang ang cisgenesis naman ay pagtatransfer ng genes sa isang compatible niyang organism.
Alright, moving on, here are a few examples of GMOs propagated in the Philippines. First is the BT corn. This corn was modified to resist the corn borer pest, which usually damage crops. Because of this, farmers use less pesticide and can have a bigger and healthier harvest. Second is the golden rice. It was genetically modified to contain vitamin A, which our body needs for good eyesight and a strong immune system. This rice helps fight malnutrition and is developed and approved here in the Philippines. Lastly is BT eggplant, also known as talon eggplant. It was modified to resist fruit and shoot borer insects, a common problem for Filipino farmers. This GMO helps reduce the use of chemical sprays and results in safer and better quality eggplants. So, that's all.
Ito ang mga key benefits ng GMO. May iwasan ng GM foods ang taggutom dahil sa taas ng ani nito at sustensya nito. Nakakatulong din ito sa kalikasan dahil sa kakaunti ang gamit ng pestisidyo at mas malusog ang mga lupa. Nagiging mas abot kaya at matatag ang supply ng pagkain at dahil mawalaban ito sa sakit at tagtuyot.
And now let's proceed to the positive and negative effect of GMO or genetically modified organism in the Philippines, focusing on farmers, consumers, environment, and economy. For farmers, the positive effect is that in the Philippines, adoption of GMO corn has led to higher yield and reduced pesticide use. For example, one study found productivity growth of about 11.45% and welfare gains of 189.4 million US dollar. For its negative effect, dependence on proprietary seeds and increased input costs are concerned. Small-scale farmers may bear more risk. For consumer, the positive effect is that GMO crop like fortified rice or golden rice aim to address nutrient deficiencies such as vitamin A in a staple population. For its negative effect, although many studies show current GMO food are safe, long-term effect and consumer acceptance remain contested. And lastly, for environmental and economy, the positive effect is that higher productivity means less land needed, potentially lowering deforestation and helping food security. And for its negative effect is that critics argue that benefits may not be equally distributed and that corporate control over seeds could reduce farmer autonomy. And for the conclusion, in summary, GMOs in the Philippines offer real opportunity, higher yield, better nutrition, more efficient land use, but also raise real challenges: equity, regulation, environmental precaution, and public trust. The overall outcome will depend on how responsibly the technology is governed, how inclusive adoption is, and how well the risks are managed. So basically, that's all. Thank you.